I think tonight showed me a whole bunch of different layers that I didn't even think about. So I really want to thank you for that. The idea of an Italian-American Day to honor, I think that's wonderful. I don't think that we have to choose one or the other. In the city of Chula Vista, we don't recognize Columbus Day. It's not one of our recognized holidays, whether people know that or not. I've got a list of those that we do recognize, and Christopher Columbus Day is not one of them. But certainly we, having October the 12th as Indigenous Peoples Day is something that would be very, very logical and something that would be appropriate for us to think about. The City Council, agreed with that. But we can also name the second Monday of every October is as Italian American Day, right? I mean, we can do that as well. We don't have to choose one or over the other. Like that young gentleman that said, there's plenty of people that we can talk good about, that we don't have to explain the wrongdoing, that were always noble and chose the right way. And so maybe that would have happened, if the priest knew the true history of Christopher Columbus at that time, right? Because the victors write the history. So anyway, I think that, we can come to a resolution here on the City Council that is just for everyone.
A lot of you did mention, and I agree with you wholeheartedly, that we do have a moral obligation to be better. And without progress, without challenging what we know and what has been done, look at the size, more than half of us wouldn't even be up here. This isn't about erasing history or rewriting history. It's about correcting it. It's about bringing truth and depth to what the real history of our land is. I think tonight we can all sit here and really acknowledge what it means to be a welcoming city.
It was also heartwarming to hear the Knights of Columbus about Italian-American, Catholic, half Italian-American, second generation, and the sons and daughters of Italy come forward after a year of processing some of these questions and educating ourselves in terms of what's happening in the nation and the state, in terms of what Columbus means to different people. It was heartwarming to hear this evolution in others as well as in myself and members of our community at large. I was pleased that we did have a full year, kind of removed from the anger and the tension and the frustration of last spring and last summer, to digest who we are, think about who we want to be, and be at peace with one another and heal.
So again, I would hope that when we say diversity, it means that we do accept everybody and everybody's opinion. I'm a mutt. My family is part American Indian. They are registered with the Cherokee Indian and card holders. And so they know what the Trail of Tears is, and they immigrate or move to from Georgia all the way to Oklahoma. And I've met with a lot of people, pro and con on both sides. And believe me, I'm not here to either defend or to criticize Columbus, because both sides will say different things about him. And I think somebody that was from 525 years ago is somebody we may not know everything about. I think that Discovery Park has been Discovery Park for decades. It is a landmark park, not just for Chula Vistans, but for people throughout the county to be able to come down and play softball or play soccer. And I understand and I respect your argument about the Columbus statue, but I still don't understand the basic need to be able to rename the park. And we have honored the Kumeyaay Nation in Mountain Hawk Park, and I would be happy to look at in future parks, looking at a Kumeyaay name. but I think you're going to find that there are a lot of people who have grown up in the area who love Discovery Park are going to want to keep it Discovery Park. So that part of the resolution I cannot support. Thank you.
I think it's important for all of us to remember that we're having this conversation, frankly, not just in this community, but frankly all over the country today about really doing some healing and reflecting in a way that's uncomfortable. And if it's not uncomfortable, we're not growing, we're not learning anything. And as the mayor pointed out, in the late 80s, and the city was starting to get towards a phase of its explosive growth, one of the ways in which our master plan communities brought parks online was at turnkey parks, where they were set up, ready to go, fully amenitized with some public art, and there really wasn't a process then where we listened to community and sought input about what should go here in terms of the art, or never mind a statue of a historical figure, warts and all. So that process didn't exist, and I think for many people didn't really have a clue what that was. But clearly, we do today, and we have an obligation today to be sure that the monuments, large and small, that we erect within our community are not just reflective of our community sensibilities and understanding, but are respectful of our community.
Okay, so why don't we do this? Tonight, I make the motion that we get rid of the statue. The way that it's going to be disposed of, the naming of the park, and other things like the plaque or the marker and all of that, that's something that will be determined by the task force. And that the task force should include the Human Relations Commission, not all of them, but designated members of the Human Relations Commission, the Parks and Rec, and the Cultural Arts Commission. And then the Kumeyaay groups that you spoke of, I think that because this really revolves around a discussion there, that they should be included, as well as the sons and daughters of Italy. Okay, please vote. Oh, I forgot to lock my vote. Okay, and the motion passes 4-1. Thank you very, very much for your patience and the process. It was long, but it was well worth it. Thank you so much.
So I'm one of the commissioners with the Human Relations Commission. I was the one who made the motion, and real excited and a sense of relief that today the resolution passed in regards to the removal and setting forth of the task force that's going to move with renaming, and also the Indigenous Peoples Day was recognized on October 12th. So a lot of good, a lot of hard work that community has put together. I just feel real honored to be able to be present with them in solidarity with justice.
Yeah. What do you think of the evolution of the community attitudes and even societal attitudes towards
You know what, you're absolutely right as far as the, we even saw just discourse from council to become more today on the side of justice. As far as what happened, our country has been through a lot this past year, and we've been faced and challenged with decisions around Confederate monuments, and I think that it's beautiful to see the work right now in research academia around public memory and reconceptualizing monuments, and I think all of this is really it's international. And today it showed up here. And we were able to, I think, show individuals, like one of our colleagues that presented, she's from formerly known Sarah High School, and they just changed their name to Canyon Hills, Rattlers. And so she was a testimony that it can be done. And that we, and so obviously a lot of hope.
Okay.